Good morning, CLP. It is March 26th, 2020. Welcome to Mr. K's E-Room. Just finishing up some laundry. A little far side this morning. Have Drive George. This one's got a coat hanger. Far side's awesome. There's my kitties again. I can't remember if you guys have seen them yet or not. This is Phoenix, and this is Shanti. I'll try and add some other pictures later, keeping me entertained all the time. Please review your assignments for Bridges and complete the worksheets. Hopefully you guys have those worksheets and you also have your graph paper for planning your bridges. I am working on putting together personal bridge building kits for each one of you guys. If it works, they will be in those plastic Tupperware containers that I use in my classroom all the time with your names on them, or at least architecture on them, or anyway. I would find a way to leave them out back behind the school and you guys could pick them up when you wanted to. So that is in the works. I'm trying to make that happen. You guys would have a set amount of material and glue and all that good stuff. So I'm still working on that, but that should be pretty cool if we can make it happen. You have a new Bridges inquiring and analyzing assignment that hopefully you guys started working on last time. Let's see. This is under Bridges right here, and this one's here. I talked to Grace a little bit about it when she was working on it, and let's see, open a new window. Google Docs. I think I'm going to change this into a Google Doc for you guys. I don't know why it's not a Google Doc. Save as Google Docs. A lot of you guys probably already worked on this, and hopefully it worked out fine for you. But it is a Google Doc now. Let's see. 3 of you guys have turned it in, so rocking it out as usual. 16 of you guys need to do a little work on it. Let's see. I'm going to change that out to the Google Doc for you guys. All right. I'm going to change that. So when you open that up, you should make a copy of it, and that should give you the power to edit. It's Google Doc now. Yay. All right, so you guys keep rolling on that one. It is pretty easy to fill out, but once you get it pulled up as a Google Doc here, make a copy of it. And I went through this with Grace a little bit. She was asking some details of it if you've already picked out your bridge design. So if my basic bridge design was a Warren Truss, I would look up Warren Truss bridges. I would start with just the basic Warren Truss bridge. That is simple. Copy that image and then go back to your copy of your bridge doc, and then copy and paste. Let's see. So paste that bridge in there, and then just talk about the compression and tension forces and how it's distributed across there. Hopefully you guys have that information still. If not, consult the Bridges tab, and it has a description of bridges and tensions, forces, bridge truss, tension and compression, so on and so forth. So you just talk about that being made up of 60-degree triangles, and you would talk about the compression and tension forces. It is a deck. It's not a deck. It is a through truss bridge. All right. And so when I got to my second image, I would go back to that search and I would just look for another variation. I'm going to pick this one because that was originally my idea for my bridge, a Warren truss with um, more vertical supports. So I'd go back to this and paste this. And I would talk about the addition of those vertical supports, splitting the 60-degree triangles into 30-degree, 60-degree, and 90-degree. And then I would go through and talk about the compression and tension forces with this new addition to my Warren truss. Then in number 3, I would look for another variation to consider. These are two good ones too with that Warren truss. I kind of like this one too. I think I'm going to put that one in there. So once again, this increases the complexity a little bit because it is the camelback with the Warren truss configuration. That may just be called a camelback, but I'm going to throw that in there because I find that one kind of interesting too. And I would have to talk about how that bridge, the compression and tension forces changes with that arch on top, and then the same type of triangular configuration with those vertical supports in the middle of those 60-degree triangles. Then for the last one, I am going to consider there's a split truss. I could take that split truss. That's straight up Warren truss, I guess, there. What's a different truss? Oh, yeah, that's when I was talking to Grace about this one. I found that I had never seen before, I don't think. And so I'm going to use that one because I'd never thought of it's a double it's a double intersection Warren truss. It has the Warren trusses going across once and then overlapping double Warren trusses once again. I would talk about that as a potential possibility too because that looks kind of cool with the diamond shapes in the middle. I would also say that I might make a statement saying that while that's cool and the dispersion of compression and tension forces might be really good, it might be difficult to build. And so if you choose a bridge design or design a bridge with greater complexity, the margin of human error would be greater. The margin of human error would be greater. And so you can imagine trying to glue all this balsa wood together and to cut it correctly, you would probably have some issues. And so that would be one reason I would not do something so complex because I could potentially just increase my human error and actually my bridge, while the design would be awesome, my actual bridge might be week. So something to consider when you do that. But anyway, the moral of that story is that I started with my initial idea of the Warren Truss and the vertical supports in those Warren Truss, and then saw the camelback and thought that was kind of cool. And then it took me into something that I'd never seen before. So it gave me another idea for the design of my actual bridge. So anyway, that is that. So you guys should get into that. Hopefully you will finish that. I know that people are starting to, or the teachers are starting to give you more work to do. So just stay on top of this stuff. Um, the idea is that you seem to have more time these days because you're at home and not in school. But man, is it hard. Teaching from home and online learning is difficult. I am on meetings all day long. I'm trying to research and figure out how to do this stuff because a lot of your teachers have never done strictly online learning before. So it's a challenge for everyone. And so just remember, have a routine of some sort and check in and get this thing figured out. So the next stage, this is going to be really fun. Bridge Designer. I'm going to put on Google Classroom, Bridge Designer. you will download that from the Software Center. You're going to watch a tutorial I'm going to put on there, and you're going to look through the book. There's a little PDF book that I'm going to put on there too. But then you're going to try it out. When you try it out, you will first be able to print a screen of your bridge design, then use the Windows key plus V to view clipboard. And then you can choose the image to paste the design, and test animation. Then you will go back in and fix your bridge. And at the end, show me one of your final versions, but it doesn't mean it's the end. So I'm going to show you that right now too, because it's pretty cool. So if I went into, so I did tell you guys in class to download Bridge Designer. So you go to the Software Center and do Bridge Designer, but I'll show you mine. Bridge Designer 2019. You can click through and read this stuff to learn how to do it. Some of you have already done that. Take your time to do it if you want. But anyway, create new bridge design and say OK. We are going to, you can go through this. It talks about civil engineer and all this stuff, but please read through it. Cost is important. That's going to be part of our bridge competition. The weight, the strength, standard, load, all sorts of stuff we're going to learn about. So we're not really in a local bridge design, so I'm just going to say no on that one. So we're going to stick with 24 meters here, standard abutments, no pier and no cable anchorages. So that's the way we're going to start out with this thing. When we get over here, we're going to start out with medium strength concrete and standard 225 kilonewton truck, 2 lanes. Okay. And then you can choose a through truss. I don't want you to choose a deck truss. I want you to choose a through truss for this assignment. So you could choose a Howe, a Pratt, or a Warren. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to choose the Warren personally and finish it up. So there is your bridge. So you click on these anchor points up on top. Here, here, here. You can go to the joints, and on the top you can just drag it all the way across, and then all the way across the bottom. Then you can connect all these guys, and you can see on the side it's populating the strengths, how you're building your truss, and the strength of each of those. The type of material is also on there. I think it's carbon steel or something like that. All right, so once we got that going, then you would do print screen. So I'm going to hit my print screen button, which is at the top just past F12. If I hit my print screen button, then if I go to the window key V, it'll show my clipboard on the side. If I click on what I just printed there, I can go to my Google Doc. So let's do a new Google Doc. Then right away, I'm going to enter just because I want to be able to get my cursor above, and then paste. So then you have your original design on there. Then enter, move it down a little bit, go back to your bridge design, and then you're going to test. So this right here, this button is run the load test animation, and I already know what happens. Crash. So my first bridge is sucky. So print screen, and then window key V, and there it is. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to go back to my Google Doc, and I'm going to paste that. So that's all you have to turn in today. But I want you guys to go back to your bridge design and go back to the drawing board. So go back to your design, and if you watch the tutorial, you'll know that these red marks means that's where it needs to be reinforced. The tutorial will show you how to analyze the compression and force and strength here, and how you can change the size of those supports as well. And so watch that tutorial and figure out how to change those. Like I just changed that one. Like I just changed that one. I'm clicking on those and I'm changing that one and so on and so forth. So you guys get to go through, fix your bridges and do your test animation and watch it die. Pretty cool. Anyway, as you go through these two, you can figure out that if I click on the anchor point, I can make that little vertical one there and I can add an additional one. As you do this, though, you're going to find that the cost of your bridge goes up. So you may make this really strong, massive bridge, but the cost goes up. And that is going to be a way you lose the competition, even if you have a strong bridge. So experiment with that. Hopefully that is some fun and a little diversion from what you have going on in your other classes. All right. So do that. We're going to just make it happen, see how good we can do these things. This should be the information for you. If it were me, I'd probably put my original idea in there and then I would copy and paste those into Google Docs so it looks like, let's see, this one. And then I would go fix it again and put my adjustment in there as well. And save your bridges at the end because it may be something that you expand on later on. So the rest of the stuff we have gone over before. I'm going to bring you guys into Microsoft Teams. We're going to keep on doing those virtual field trips for diversion, distraction, and then you have web TV. Make sure you have a routine. There's some schedules in here as well. Make sure you have done my check-in link, and then there's another one on there called Attitude of Gratitude. And if we all learn to thrive in these conditions, especially with that new stay-home order, it will make our next phase in life a lot easier. Okay. Just so you know, let me add something here for you. The stay-at-home order is here. Let's see. So there's a link there. Should be a link there. Anyway, I'll figure that out before I post it. But anyway, you can look up the Larimer County stay-at-home order, and that will kind of tell you guys what's going on. The stay-at-home order, you know, it's important for us not to spread the virus, but if you look at the stay-at-home order, the reasons to stay home are for not spreading the virus, but you can go out to the pharmacy to get medication. You can go to the groceries. You can get a takeout meal from your favorite restaurant. You can get food supplies for your pet. If you have a dog, that is a reason to go outside and go for a walk. So awesome. But you can also just go for a hike. As long as you're keeping your distance from others, that's involved in the stay-at-home order. It says enjoy city and county open spaces as well. Take groceries and supplies to your at-risk parents, grandparents, or neighbors, whatever you need to do. So just be responsible about social distancing, and this doesn't seem so bad. Okay, so you guys be safe and learn to thrive and try and enjoy some things around here. Okay, it is good to talk to you again. You guys take it easy, and I'll put this video together.